What's up, everybody? Welcome to BossCowboySports. I'm excited to talk to y'all about this because I was, obviously with the news of Zeke, it made me go back in time. And look at things I might have said about it, because I was like, I know I made a case on Zeke last year, and I found it. And I did. It was very interesting too, because I listened to it. It's amazing how you can forget things that's a year ago. Because I did a video basically saying Ezekiel Elliot is still a major asset for the Dallas Cowboys. It was March 1st, 2023. So, I went back and checked it out. And I was like, man, because it was some debates around that time. That's pretty settled now. The debates was basically that anybody could kind of do what Zeke accomplished, because remember, he was coming off that bad knee. And a lot of people was like, yeah, you can get any running back to get you 12 touchdowns, which it was an assumption at that time. And when I checked out the video, and I want to first say this is not about I told you so or anything childish like that. That's never the goal. The goal is always to present ideas that's going to move us closer to a championship. So when I was checking it out, it was things I straight up forgot. And it's very worth it, because what I did, and it reminded me that where we are right now with the decision to bring back Ezekiel Elliot is exactly where the Pittsburgh Steelers were when they won a Super Bowl. The parallel is scary, because obviously we know about the story of Jerome Bettis, and I'm going to get into that in this video. It's going to be worth it to check it out. I'm going to go into detail. I'm going to go into the comparisons and the comps between Jerome Bettis and Ezekiel Elliott, because their career parallels and their running style is scarily similar. But then one thing that was also happening with Jerome Bettis is he was also transitioning into a later age where he was taking a later role. And they also, Pittsburgh became a committee, just like we become. And obviously people know about Willie Parker, because it was Willie Parker and Jerome Bettis that was the leaders in the backfield that helped lead them to a Super Bowl. Jerome Bettis, not so much the yards, but you could rely on him for the points. And a lot of people even got about Deuce. Deuce was with them, and Deuce was a dog, but he was having hamstring issues. He missed some games because of that. So at the tail end of the season, the people that had to close it out was older Jerome Bettis and younger Willie Parker. And we know how it ended. They won a Super Bowl. It was dope. But I do see the parallels. I see an older Ezekiel Elliott that's willingly, especially from his contract, willingly to go to a committee, but still has enough juice, similar to Jerome, to still function at a high level on where you need him. And I talked about in the video, you go see, the main thing you needed Ezekiel Elliott is his nose for the end zone, red zone, money back. He's a money machine if you use him right. So it's going to be very interesting. So I see some similarity, just like Deuce was struggling with some hamstring issues that was having him injury prone. We have some similarities in our backfield. So it makes me know and have a better plan, especially when you use history as a guide of what the Dallas Cowboys should and can do. So I also raised some things in the video that I forgot that I'm gonna talk about at the end. I talked about even backs at the time that was a fit. Because obviously I raised the point, which I also raised this year, the type of backs who fit Broughton Schottenheimer. And I made a big case in this video about Zach Charbonnet. This is the beautiful thing now. Guess what we can do now a year later? We can now compare rookie Zach Charbonnet to veteran Ezekiel Elliot. And we go do that at the end. I'm also got it's something else that I forgot about that you go see in this video. We talked about the effect of Kellen Moore on not just Zeke, but what that did to Pollard. Because remember, we was fresh off the playoff dens, so everything was fresh. You know, I was able to clearly remember why the average was so low, not even with Zeke, but also with Pollard. The last thing I'm gonna say before we get into this video is this gonna make us, when we watch it, encouraged. You gonna be encouraged because it should show you that we going in the right direction. And it's also a warning, because I also talked about some details in this about frame and size and style and fit. Because see, we falling for it again. We came out that draft, and I'm gonna talk about this at the end. We came out that draft disappointed, but I don't think we should be disappointed, because this video is gonna clearly show you the warning that we talked about having the wrong type of backs for a particular type of style, where you trying to use lightning backs as money backs and power backs. Because remember, we now have the benefit of hindsight. So all the theories that anybody could get it done in the red zone has been disproven. We can frankly say it for everybody that bet that it wasn't gonna be no drop off in points. We can now say that was wrong. We could also now say the Dallas Cowboys are admitting by bringing Zeke back that they felt the void. And we go talk about that. So y'all check out this video, man. It's crazy. I'm like, wow, like it's worth it. And a lot of y'all love it when we go back in time and go back in history, because it gives you a better feel of what's going on now. So y'all check out this video, man. It's gonna be well worth it. Boss Cowboy Sports. Let's go. Yep. When you hear that, you know what it is. It's Boss Cowboy Sports. And we bringing you, and you already know, we bringing you every time
another one.
Except this time, we talking about Ezekiel Elliot. It's still a major asset for the Dallas Cowboys. See, the funny thing about this one is, it's a lot of debate on this. Man, it's a lot of debate. I'm talking about between smart people too. This ain't the bottom of the bottom. This is the top of the top who disagreeing on how to go forward. You know? And I do think it's some good points on both sides. There's some people that's like, man, let him go. Man, we can run it up.
Run it up.
And then there's people like me that's like saying, hold the line, coach, hold the line. Yeah, so we gonna kind of talk about this, man. We gonna break all this down, baby. We gonna break all of this down. Cause, you know, it's real. We will also open up the phones. We want to hear from y'all today, obviously. We want to hear from y'all. We got the phone lines working too. It ain't gonna be no excuses. So if you agree or disagree, call in and let your voice be heard. I'll be right back. Let's go. Come on, y'all get up in here. Welcome to BossCowboySports with your voice matter, man. Yeah. We gonna tell y'all the truth today. As we always do, man. We never lie. We never lie. Never lie. Let's go. Come on. Let's get it. Is Ezekiel Elliot still an asset? Yes. Yeah, yes. Don't let nobody lie to you. Cause I'm gonna tell you the truth today. Let's go. Yeah, man. Let's go, man. Y'all already know. Shuck it, duck it now. We gonna start the show early today, man. Let's start it early. Let's cut the cut down. Let's go. Y'all come on in.
Damn, plug, you speak Swahili?
Yeah. I even had to rock the clear out views today. It's been a while since I came out with these clear out views. It's been a little while, man. See, you know, when I come out with these clear out views, this used to be my signature. When I used to put on these shades, this means I was getting ready to tell y'all the truth, man.
Run it up.
Yeah, so, you know. Because it's like I was saying earlier, it is a lot of debate on this. It's a lot of debate, you know. So we gonna kind of get down to the nitty gritty. For those who actually even against Zeke, I can say one thing that make me kind of agree with y'all. Let me take out these shades. It's one thing that can make me agree with y'all some. Is that we are so successful at replacing guys. You know what I'm saying? Regina says she liked that shirt. Thank you, Regina. I appreciate that. And then John Tyler say, awesome video. All right, let me show y'all comments real quick because y'all showing a lot of love. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, and I know these are not Dallas Cowboy colors. Sometimes you just kind of rock what you feel like rocking. You know, y'all know me, man. I'm gonna do what I want to do. But yeah, real quick, yeah, John Taylor said, awesome video. We appreciate that. Tariq say, hit the like button. We appreciate the Tariq. We also got the phone lines on, bro. So I'm want to hear from you today. And life's crazy. Anybody else that want to call in? Stephen White in the house. He say, salute, boss. Michael Autry. He say, grilling and listening. That's always the best, Michael. Ooh, I'm jealous. My boy say he is grilling and listening. Woo, man, that's what I wish I was doing right now. I'm gonna be joining you later. Albert Smith in the house, Queen. So Daisy, as always, Michael Trejo holding down Facebook, Gregory Davis holding down Facebook. Man, we always appreciate y'all. So we gonna kind of get right into it, and then I'm gonna take a few calls. All right. So number one. This is the number one thing I'm gonna say about Zeke. Is first of all, Zeke is a points back. Okay, if you care about points, then that's to me why you should also care about Zeke. You know, because Zeke, especially lately, has been a money down back. He's been the guy that when Pollard and them couldn't drive it home on the 1 yard line or in the red zone or with 5 yards and in, that's the guy you could trust.
Damn, plug, you speak
for the
Swahili?
money. So a lot of people like to take that for granted because, see, 12 touchdowns, and I hear a lot of people say stuff like, man, we can go get us a rookie to do what Zeke did. Can you? Can you go find a rookie to do what Zeke did? Because if it was that easy just to hand the ball off because we on the 5 yard line, why are most teams not doing that? Zeke is your money back. Yeah, he's a battering ram. Well said, Showtime Sports. Well said. Because see, you got the speed backs and you got the ram. I like how you said that. I say it a little bit different. I say lightning and thunder. He the thunder. You know what I'm saying? And see, the other backs to me are lightning backs, right? You got guys that their game is beat on speed, agility. You know what I mean? And Zeke game used to be built on speed. Plus he had agility. Plus he also had power. Plus he also could catch. Somebody say get Barkley. Yeah, I mean, we likely wouldn't do it, but I would be open for that. And I'm not even sure if he has fresher legs, because remember, he went through some injury proneness. You know, we forget about that sometimes. But like Showtime said, and I mean this when I say this, that it's easier, and I mean this, it's much easier to find, in my opinion, and I'm gonna take some calls in a second. It's much easier to find frames like Pollard and Malik Davis than to find frames like Zeke. Because even if you look at Malik Davis, if you just take a look at Malik Davis and his frame is similar, built to Tony Pollard. They not big muscular backs, they speed backs. They got a lot of heart, and they run with a lot of aggressiveness. But they don't move pals. Like my boy Lauren said, well said. Y'all keep going back to these good analogies. Somebody said sledgehammer. Exactly. Yeah, you not gonna get no sledgehammers out them bars. They are not gonna move the pile backwards. It's not. Yeah. And David Wilson said the same thing. And this is, a lot of people don't see this. They don't see this, David. On the 4th and goal, you give it to Zeke. He will convert it 90% of the time. That is a major weapon. That is money. See, Law raised a good point when we was debating this. Law said, who was more important, Tank or Zeke? Because he was setting them up. But, come on, y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. The team with the most what wins the game? The team that can get the most what over the opponent wins. What is that blank? The team with the most what? Touchdowns. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you. Or points. You can say it two ways. You can say the team with the most touchdowns, or you can say the team with the most points. Zeke was responsible for 84 points on the year, mostly when we was in the red zone. And this is not gimmicky stuff like QB sneak, like what Philly was doing. He was rushing and he was thundering over bars, especially when Pollard couldn't do it, because they always generally gave Pollard the first attempt, and then they would sub in Zeke and he would finish it out, because one guy is real good at moving the pile. That's why I call him points back, money back. He's also the money back on 3rd and short. So if you or 4th and short. So when it came down to trying to get more opportunities at moving the chains and giving your whole offense a chance, he was that guy that you could depend on. And what's crazy, he did it on one leg. And we want him gone. So if you saying, now I'm gonna put on my cloud views when I say this, because I'm gonna be balanced. I'm gonna be very, very balanced. Okay. If you are saying right now that Zeke is not worth his current contract, I'm not gonna have that fight with you. Because guess what? Even he agree with that. The last thing that he put out publicly was that he was going to get the right evaluation for what he's currently doing, and he was going to come to the Joneses about it. And Steven said, as of yesterday, that they was going to meet with the representatives and the agents this week. So this is the week they talking about what's fair for the production that they was getting out of Zeke. So if you try to call in and you want to talk about he not worth the money, I'm not gonna fight you on that. I'm gonna say, okay, fine, you right. He could have been worth the money, But he really did get hurt at the wrong time. Let's just be honest. He got hurt at the wrong time where he couldn't fully establish his value. You can't when you playing on one leg. So you gotta go into the market based on what you put on film. It's just what it is. So I'm gonna be fair for everybody that's saying we don't want Zeke at the current price. I'm with you. And Zeke is with you. So this is the case that I'm gonna make, and then I'm gonna make some calls. Then I'm gonna get to my other points. Somebody say, where was Pollard versus the 49ers? Yeah, I mean, I felt like Pollard and Zeke was fully underutilized in the 49ers game. I think both of those guys was fully underutilized. Because remember when we lost to the 49ers? When we lost to the 49ers last year, we only had 21 attempts between both running backs. Then we came out of that game. And yeah, Pollard did get hurt. And then we came out of that game talking about we need to be more physical. We're going to run the ball more. We're going to establish the run. Even our first pick, Tyler Smith, shows that we're committed to running the ball. Then we had a rematch against San Fran, and we only ran it 22 times on the rematch.
Oh, hell no!
Listen, ain't no running back getting going with that little itty bitty carries between two running backs or three running backs. Ain't nobody having a good day. With Kelly more so scared to commit to running the ball. Can't stand him. I'm so glad he gone. He made me so sick. I'm really so glad he gone. I mean that too. But my overall point that I wanted to kind of make on the current value and asset value of Zeke is, in my opinion, that's why I did the thumbnail the way that I did it, Jerome Bettis. Okay? And I really want y'all to hear me out on this, okay? Because to me, Zeke is following the career path perfectly of Jerome Bettis. Like, perfectly, right? Where he was a original superstar running back that began to age but still had a lot of tread left, enough to have team value. So we all remember that the Steelers won the Super Bowl in 2004. Okay, so they won the Super Bowl in 2004, and so we will kind of go through a little bit of this history and kind of look at what happened with my man Bettis, right? And we go through. Hear me out. So Jerome Bettis, I love this because this is a lot of self-awareness that came from Jerome Bettis. So let me make this big, and I want y'all to hear me out. So this is Bettis reflecting on an opportunity to leave Pittsburgh, right? And he said, it was at the latter part of my career, which is exactly where Zeke is right now. It was actually a year before I retired. It was the season going into my 12th year. And it was the Chicago Bears. Coach came to me in camp and said, Bears want to trade for you. Bettis said the Steelers organization let him make the call, which is, boy, that's loyalty. Ooh, they was like, it's on you. Now that's something that the Cowboys would not do. The Cowboys is not gonna leave it up to the player. No, they not gonna do that. Which shows the amount of respect they have for Bettis and what he accomplished for the Steelers organization. It showed the respect that they have for him, which I don't think we have similar respect for some of our players. But Bettis said the Steelers organization let him make the call on whether or not he wanted to be dealt to Chicago.
Damn, plug.
I told them basically, it's thoughtful. I appreciate it. It's great to be wanted. But I know if I went to Chicago, they wanted the 1998 bus. They didn't want the 2003 Jerome Bettis, which is also saying he was self-aware to know that he wasn't his former self. Now, he still had some left in the tank, but he also knew, I'm not as young as I used to be, and I'm not built to carry the load like I used to. Self-awareness. He said, I knew going in that I wouldn't be able to give them what they wanted, talking about Chicago. He said Bettis added that he felt he'd be more effective if he stayed with Pittsburgh. I give myself a better chance here being a backup and being more effective than I would going to try and carry the ball 16 times. Ooh. What's up, JC? What's up, Keystone? I see you in the building. And then he said, if Bettis got dealt to the Bears, he surely would have been the team's starting running back in 2004. It was the team's first season under their former head coach Lovie Smith, and their starting running back that year was Thomas Jones, who spent the prior 4 seasons primarily as a backup. So basically, the pastures for him being the number 1 back was green. It was like, I'm gonna be the man over here. He said, but ultimately Bettis knew his body couldn't hold up as a starter, and he was content backing up free agent Deuce Stanley in Pittsburgh during the 2004 season. See, because everybody talk about Willie Parker. Everybody talk about Willie Parker. Everybody remember how this played out. See, how it played out is Jerome Bettis. Hold on, let's talk about it. Jerome, let's read this, because this is crazy, because the history on this is good, because this gives us a opportunity of how we could actually use Zeke, right? He said the irony of that is Stanley missed 6 games in 2004 with a hamstring injury, and Bettis totaled the rock 250 times for 941 yards and 13 touchdowns, which is right around where Zeke is right now. Think about it. Same type of back. So let's go look at it. This is Jerome Bettis' career history. And I always hear people say, Zeke lost a step. Now, they was talking about 2004. Right? Now, if it was the current Dallas Cowboy fans, we would have been trying to get rid of Bettis in 2002. Yep. Think about what I'm saying. Because in that year, Bettis only played 13 games. The year prior, he only played 11 games. He had a career low, or equal, well, it wasn't his career low, but he only averaged 3.6 yards a carry. And then we got a super chat from Matt. Matt said, hold on real quick, because I want to show y'all this production, because this is really important, because this gives you an idea of what we can do with Zeke. He said, cut Zeke if you guys won't done arguing over it. And I like Zeke, but hey, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing good, bro. He said, you are the best. Keep it up. Man, I appreciate that, bro. I really do. I appreciate that. So, but looking at the history, the Dallas Cowboys and our fans, we would have been done with him in 2002. We would have been done with him, especially in 2003, where he only had 811 yards with 3.3 on the ground. But remember, when was they talking about him potentially going to Chicago? 2004. Right before the 2004 season. Yep. And his game is similar to Zeke, where he was a highly productive back, 1,400 yards as a rookie, 10,000 yards as a sophomore back. Then he only had 637 yards. Then he got out of the Steelers organization and he exploded again with Pitt, went crazy for 1,400 yards, 1,600 yards, 1,100 yards, 1,000 yards, then another one. Yeah.
Another one.
So when I look at where he was trending, and they still rocked with him, but what people forgot is they also signed Deuce. They forgot about Deuce. Look at Deuce. Do y'all remember Deuce? Ooh, do y'all remember Deuce from Philly? Man, that boy Deuce was nice. Do y'all remember? Because then they brought over Deuce McAllister. All right. Boss, what you talking about? What Deuce got to do with this? Deuce was going to be their main running back in 2004. See, look how hard Deuce was going. Remember they talked about him missing. Remember they talked about him missing 6 games because of a hamstring. Deuce still had in 10 games 830 yards. Ooh. But see, this is the thing. Willie Parker and Bettis was, guess what? Doing their thing, but not as much. Willie Parker was the up and coming guy. Everybody talk about Willie Parker that Super Bowl year, but it was more so Deuce and Parker was sharing the load mostly with Jerome Bettis. See, people forgot that. You know what I mean? And so then what began to happen is over time, Parker took over. Y'all see that? That's when Parker took over later. And that's what I think the Dallas Cowboys should do when it comes to Zeke. So let's go look at Zeke production, right? Because I heard a lot of people saying, Zeke, he fell off. He only averaged 3.8 yards on a bad leg? Are you serious? Are y'all really gonna say Zeke fell off? Oh man. All right, so listen, I'm gonna take a pause. I'm gonna take some calls real quick. Hold on real quick. Let me take. Hey, I'm doing a live. Oh really? Yeah. Well, I'm doing a show early, so I'll come through.
You speak Swahili?
Well, I'll be there in a minute. Well, I'll call you. I'll see where you at. I'm live right now. All right. Hey man, sometimes it's hard, man. It's hard. I was getting ready to get treated like a king. It's all good. Hey, but going back to this. So when I look at where Zeke is in comparison to where Bettis was, Zeke is still on a better trajectory than what Bettis was. So the question is, this is the real question. The real question is Zeke still an asset? And can a rookie really do what we asking Zeke to do? I say no. Because I'm waiting on somebody to show me a rookie that got them 12 touchdowns in the last 6 years. Can y'all show me one? I just want one. You know, I'll be real impressed if you can show me 3. You know what I'm saying? But likely you won't even show me one. He said, boss, what you doing? You real early tonight. I know. Listen, man. Say, listen, y'all. Today, I already knew I was going to do this content. So I'm like, let me jump on to get this out the way, man. Because sometimes I want to live my life, dog. You hear me? Sometimes I want to live my life. You hear me? All right, so there it is. Let's take some calls real quick, man. So we're going to take some calls, and then I'm going to finish off my points on Zeke and why it make all the sense in the world. All right, so here we go. In terms of an asset, all right, so we got the phone lines open. Y'all call on in. If y'all shy, y'all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut them phones down. I'm going to keep talking. You already know what I'm going to do, so don't test me. All right, so we got the phone lines open, 210-940-9064, because I got a lot of good points that I'm going to make about this, that I really do feel that Zeke is still an asset to this team. And I really Yeah, I'm gonna swing out tonight, D Shift, no doubt, bro. I'm getting out tonight, bro. I got to, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta go boogie, baby. You gotta go boogie. You know. But anyway, man, I got the call lines open, man. Y'all call on in, and then if you don't, I'm gonna go ahead and get to this content. So I'm gonna leave it up, waiting on y'all to call in. So let me get back to it. What's good, Vundell? Since y'all not calling in, but I'm gonna leave the phone line open. So if y'all do call in, I'll just switch it over, and then we'll talk about it. All right. So let me get into the reasons. I'm gonna get into all the reasons to where, because I got about 8 to 10 reasons, y'all. So I got a lot of reasons. All right. So number one, the main reasons we talked about first, that he's the points back, money back. The other reason is, just keeping it real, physicality is underrated. Physicality is underrated. And see, I say that because I play defense. I'm gonna just tell y'all a story. When I was in college, it was one running back in my whole life that I'd never want to play against. And see, this is not even something that as a defensive player, I didn't see you call in, Life. I didn't see it. Something must be going wrong with my phone. The phone didn't ring at all, Life. So call back, Life. You need the number. Let me know if you need the number. I'll give you the number again. But somebody say, boss got that booty call. Nah, bro, not a booty call. But I did get a love call. Y'all boys funny. But true story, and I hate to admit this as a defensive player. I hate to admit this. Because as a defensive player, we supposed to have no fear. Right? We supposed to be the type of people that fear nobody. Yeah, Tariq, you say you calling? Okay, it's not ringing. So I'm having an issue with my phone. I'm gonna have to get on the phone with them and figure it out. I apologize about this, y'all, because I know I logged into it. So Tariq, I apologize, bro, because I really want to hear from you, especially big bro, because I know you've been bringing that phone. Next time I'm gonna have to actually test the phone. I logged in this time, but I didn't test it. So next time I'm gonna test the phone. I'm gonna get on the phone with customer service and we gonna figure it out, so that we can get these calls back going. Because I paid the bill, everything. I did all of that. I logged in. I did all the stuff that usually work. I don't know what's going on. Hold on real quick. Let me make sure I'm giving y'all the right number. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's the right number. 210-940-964.
Damn, plug.
So we'll just do it next time. I apologize about that, Tariq. But physicality is underrated. This is what I mean by that. All right, and y'all be patient on them phones. I'm gonna get them phones going this week. But this the deal. Ricky Williams. I did not want to face Ricky Williams. I did not want to face Ricky Williams. I watched him hurt 4 cornerbacks versus Mississippi State. I watched him run over four corners. All of them had to get out the game with neck issues for trying to tackle Ricky Williams. See, a lot of people don't factor in the physicality of Zeke. They don't. They don't think about how painful it is to tackle backs like Zeke, especially in the cold. Most people that be talking about Pollard, trust me, I would rather tackle Pollard 100 times before I would tackle Zeke once. If you ask me 1,000 times who you rather tackle in open field, I'ma say Pollard 1,000 times. And I'ma say Malik Davis 1,000 times. I do not want to go against that big head Zeke. I saw Zeke in real life. Zeke got the biggest head in the world. Boy, Zeke's head is 2 times bigger than my legs. That dude is a tank. Trust me. If you ever walked up on Zeke, if you ever really walked up on Zeke, he built like a god. And physicality is underrated. Yeah. And another thing that's underrated or overrated, averages. Averages are overrated. Yes, they are. Because everybody that try to compare the backs, they compare them on averages. Man, my boy, yeah, Zeke do got a dome. Yeah, I'm telling you, if anybody saw Zeke up close, the first thing you gonna notice how big his head is. You're gonna be like, damn. I promise you, when you run up on Zeke, you're gonna be like, I had no idea that dude's head was that big, bro. And see, imagine that head as a weapon. See, y'all gotta really think about what I'm saying. You gotta imagine his head as a weapon. You gotta imagine you trying to tackle him and he go low with that big head. Boom. Ooh. You like, oh. See, I could turn on some film right now and show you Zeke is a terrorist when it comes to physicality. But averages are overrated because everybody talk about, oh, Malik Davis was better. Look at his average. Pollard was better. Look at his average. Randall had a higher average than DeMarco Murray. Because when you to change your pace back, usually you get it in there when the defense has at least been running a while. You fresh, they not. And especially when you going from thunder to lightning, it's also a change of speed. So defensive players' angles are usually bad too. So if you pounding them with Zeke and then you change the speed all of a sudden to Pollard or Davis where they coming out faster, that's gonna help they average. It is. That's why most second team change of pace backs have high average than the first team back. That's generally almost always the case. You can go look at almost any running back in the Dallas Cowboys history, and they number 2 running back almost always had a higher average, at least by a yard, than the number 1 running back. It's just what it was, you know? So averages is overrated, and I don't fall for it. Cause see, if I say, was Randall better than DeMarco Murray, y'all say, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
See, you get it when it comes down to DeMarco Murray, but you don't get it when it comes down to Zeke and Pollard. You just don't get it. You know what I mean? It's the exact same thing. It's just what it is. Another thing, just keeping it real. Frames like Zeke is harder to find versus Pollard and Davis. It's harder to find the Jerome Bettis types. It's super hard to find them physical running backs that can almost guarantee you a yard. And some of y'all be like, oh, getting a yard is easy, boss. Not when that defense know you trying to get a yard. Yeah, it's a totally different ball game. Yeah. So, like, even if you go look at Pollard and where they found Pollard, you can find the Pollard types. You can find the Malik Davis types. Yeah. The speed backs. Yeah. The lightning backs. Oh, yeah, you can find them. You go definitely find them. Yeah. And Tariq, you 1,000% correct on this. My number 1 back, you 1,000% correct on this, is out of UCLA. Yep. He's the only back that I think would make sense to replace Zeke right now. See, that's why I can't wait to get you on the phone, Tariq. Because me and you need to talk, bro. We need to talk some ball. Because, see, most people not looking at the types of backs. They just looking at running back. You got to look at the type of backs. Because I frankly don't want 3 speed backs. I don't. I want a combination of like what we got right now. I want thunder and lightning. I don't want just lightning backs. I want some people that can push the pile forward on 3rd and short. And I want the running backs that can run your legs out. Yep, Keystone Zach, exactly. Out of UCLA. Yep. Yeah, he my number 1 back right now, Keystone. He might not even be the number 1 back in the draft, but he the number 1 back, Keystone, in my opinion, that fit Dallas. And exactly because he got that frame. See, this is why Keystone. Yeah, we need to do some shows too, bro. We need to start doing some shows because we need to really go through that. That Zach got that frame. Yeah, it's the frame. And how many running backs in this draft literally got the frame? Yeah, and good one too, Vandale Jackson. This is a good comp in terms of frame. This is a good one. Kareem Hunt. That's a good running back frame. That's a Zeke style frame. Somebody that can get physical in them trenches. You know what I mean? That's what we need on this team, in my opinion. You know, because I'm not just looking at the amount of running backs. I'm looking at in this draft which ones actually fit. Hold on, my partner Okoye calling me. Hold on real quick, man. What is going on? Okoye, I'm live. What's going on, big dog? Do I need to call you? Yeah, I'm literally live right now, OG. Literally. I put the show on pause because I saw you calling, dog.
Damn, plug.
Do we need to double team the world on this topic one day, brother? Because I think the world needs this. Okay. So listen, let's try to schedule something because I've been thinking about me and you, bro. Me and you and Long, we need to have a joint show to move the nation on this because the nation is off, bro. The nation is tripping. All right. Okay, that's a bet. That was the big homie Okoye. So we scheduling. We go schedule where we go tag team this topic. Real talk. Real talk, cause see, I really do feel like a lot of the world is off on this, just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, this Zeke lost a step is over exaggerated. It's majorly over exaggerated. Because see, a lot of times when they say, "Man, Zeke ain't what he used to be," okay, yeah, of course he not. Okay, he lost some speed, but losing your speed is not everything to a running back, because when Kareem Hunt, when he first got to the league, he only ran a 4.6. Yeah. But he still was a quality back. Never had the speed of Zeke. You would never see Kareem Hunt run off like the days Zeke used to. You will never see in none of Kareem Hunt's. You might see one long run in his whole career. His whole career. Zeke walked in the league with a 4.4. So let's say if he went down to a 4.5 or even a 4.6, does that mean he has no asset value because he's not as fast as he used to be? And see, this is what get on my nerves. I'm gonna be all the way honest. You know what get on my nerves? You hear nobody talk about Zeke losing a step when he didn't have that knee brace on. You hear nothing about his speed. You hear nothing about his cuts. Because I'm sure this is the tape of Zeke before the knee injury. And that whole time before he got hit on that knee last year, it wasn't a soul talking about Zeke's speed. It wasn't one person. It wasn't one. You can listen to any show, and it wasn't one person criticizing Zeke on speed. It was literally not one. It was silent as hell. It was not literally one person that had one thing to say about Zeke or his speed. Because you could see the speed. Now, was he as fast as he was when he first hit the league? No. But watch how he turned these corners. Bro, before Zeke got hit on that knee, and was hobbling around, Zeke, yes, he did still have some speed. And if you say he didn't, you lying. You are lying. Zeke surely has speed. Then when you go look at him, if I show him right now, Zeke with that knee brace on, it's a different Zeke. You see less jump cuts, you see less agility, but you still see the power. And even with that, with Zeke being with less agility, less speed, he still got you 1,002 yards last year and averaged 4.2 yards on the ground with one leg. See, that's why I'm so happy my boy Okoye called me, because I was listening to Okoye. I was listening to his breakdown, and he was right. That boy Okoye said something that was real, and I think it went over a whole lot of people's head. He said, man, hold on. He said, I don't understand some of y'all. He said, when a player plays hurt and still gives you 1,000 yards, you don't call him washed up, you applaud. Ooh. That is real. When a run, look at that. Hold on, let me rewind that. See, this right here is what's underrated. Watch what Zeke do. Look, see this. See that type of punishment. See that hurts. See y'all don't feel it, but I guarantee that safety felt that Zeke running right into his face. Yeah, with all that power, even on a bad leg, this bow, man, them 2 yards hurt. Believe me. But Okoye was right. He was like, bro, listen, if somebody is a warrior, you don't say, they not the same. And this is my thing. And I'm keeping it real. Judging players who played hurt is lazy analysis. I'm gonna just keep it real. Cause I just get tired of hearing that Zeke not the same. He not the same. You judging him playing on one leg. I guarantee if we go run the film back of him not hurt, the first 5 games of both both seasons, you won't say nothing about Zeke. You will literally say not one thing about him.
Damn, plug. You speak
But we wait till he playing hurt and being a warrior. That ain't the time to make no analysis on no player. Just keeping it real. That is not a time to make an analysis. If a player is playing hurt and they worn through whatever they worn through, he not the same. No. See, the reason we don't say that about Pollard, because guess what? Pollard don't play hurt. When Pollard hurt, he gonna sit his butt down. So guess what? The only thing you remember about Pollard is explosiveness. See, you don't see Pollard out there playing on one leg. Zeke be out there doing that warrior stuff. Yeah, just keeping it real. Coach Marv say, boss, people wanted to kick D-Law off the boat last. Yep. Yes. Perfect example. He signed back and had an all-pro season. Facts. And now we want Zeke out? Shake my head. Exactly. No. It's like, I get people that saying we don't want him at that price, but to act like he just washed up and he gave you 84 points? Bruh.
Oh, hell no.
And then check this out. This is what I'm gonna say that you ain't hardly hearing nobody. And see, Keystone. This is so facts what Keystone said right here. He said JC Gibbs can't block. Ooh, I got the film to prove it, Keystone, and I'ma show it. When I show you how many people running through his face.
Oh, hell no.
But I'm finna tell y'all something that most people ain't gonna even tell y'all. Just keeping it all the way real. I'm gonna tell y'all what most people ain't even tell you. Pollard is the new risk. So Zeke is vet insurance. Okoye talked about that too. See, a lot of people, y'all better listen to my boy Okoye on this. He right. Okoye is right on this. He can put on this Clear Our Views. He was right. If you want, I put on my Clear Our Views to make this point. If you want, especially for the people that just really love Pollard. For the people that really love Pollard, you better love Zeke. Because Zeke is the insurance for Pollard. You don't want Pollard being your main featured back. Trust me on that. You don't. I know y'all feel like you do. I know the averages make you think that. Oh, we just need to give Pollard the ball more. Look how great his average is. You don't want Pollard taking all that punishment. Can I be real? He not built for it. See, some people go lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Pollard is not built to take the punishment that Zeke has taken over his career. He's not built that way. He not. Yeah. If you really want to see Malik Davis break down, try to give him carries and Pollard carries together on what Zeke used to do. If you really want to see them lose that explosiveness, try that. Try that experiment. Now, we need a power back. You always need a power back infused with your lightning backs. I'm just being honest. I'm being all the way honest. Yeah, Matt said, facts, Coach Marvin. Zeke was hurt second half of the season. He looks good first half, too. Give 800 yards, injured, bad O-line. Exactly. Bad O-line, Kellen Moore. You know what I'm saying? They was literally playing musical chairs. They literally lost. They lost their best run blocker in Terrence Steele. And Kellen Moore was basically running the ball like, shut up. He was having them shut up runs. Shut up, Mike McCarthy. Here's your little fucking run play. Let me get it off my call sheet. Shut up. Here's Zeke. Here. It was no real thought in how to run the ball. It was no real thought on how to use not only Zeke, but also Pollard. Mike McCarthy literally said that he spent most of his time making sure Zeke and Pollard got their touches. You shouldn't have to do that with a OC that was already committed to running the ball. But the fact that he said himself that I spend most of my time making sure they get their touches is saying that we got an OC that's prone to get away from them boys. Yeah. And then Montana say trash O-line since 2017. For real. Exactly, man. That O-line is not been what it was advertised to be for years. The only people that believe that is people that's on the 4-letter networks. Yeah, and well said, Coach Marv. He says Zeke needs TP and TP needs Zeke to be great. Thank you. It's the sum of the two that works. Ooh, clap it up. Clap it up. Clap it up. It is the sum. It is the sum. Ooh, I wish I had them phones. I could already tell them phones would have been litty today. Ooh, the phones would have been lit. Because somebody would have came in challenging me. And I wanted that fight today. I really did. You know. But I really mean this, though. Judging players who played hurt is lazy. It's lazy. It's lazy. Oh, he's not the same. It's like, nah, bruh. We can't judge him when he was a Warrior. No, okay, if you don't think he gonna be healthy, that's the issue. And let me say this. The only people that know that is the Cowboys. That's the only people. The only real concern, health is the real concern, and only Dallas knows. Only the Cowboys themselves know if his knee is starting to wear down. Now, if Dallas is saying his knee is starting to wear down, and it's going to become degenerative, okay, we got us a problem and we likely need to move on. But if it's one of those things that, man, you just need some rest, we go get you back to 95% of what you was, man, y'all better kick rocks. For real. M said, like Law Nation says, the law of diminishing returns. Pollard loses his effectiveness with more carries. Facts. It is the law of diminishing returns. It is true. They do. And then Okoye also said this. It's only the Cowboy Nation that make two backs that complement each other adversaries against each other. There is no other team that would have Zeke and Pollard but be having them against each other. Everybody else, I guarantee you, will be looking at both of them as an asset. Yeah, and Iceberg say, and this could be true. He said, Boss Cowboy, Zeke knee is not the same. If that is true, then yes, we likely need to replace him. If he goes stay down the path of having recurring injuries on that knee, yes, let him go. But the issue is, Iceberg, how do you know that? Because in my opinion, the only people that know that are the Dallas Cowboys. Those are the only people that's actually doing evaluations on him. Because it could be a chance that his knee was just a factor of bad luck. He got hit on it the first time. He landed on it bad the second time, when he hyperextended it. Yeah. Other than that, Zeke wasn't showing no knee issues. So the question is his knee going bad, or was it bad luck of being hit directly on it once? Yeah. You could see him limping. You could see him limping. You could. But you didn't see him limping in the first 4 games before Detroit. He wasn't limping before Detroit. Zeke was doing his thing before Detroit. Matter of fact, Zeke was the best running back versus Tampa. What's up, Main Purpose? OG, my boy Main Purpose, man. What's going on, my brother? You know what I'm saying? But that's the only people, in my opinion, Iceberg, who really know. You see what I'm saying? Is the Cowboys. They the only ones who really know. Us fans, we speculate. You know what I mean? So if his knee is already starting to break down, okay, then I'm gonna rock with y'all on we need to go do something else. You know what I mean? Or he needs to take a serious pay cut. Yeah, JC, we do need to leak soon, big dog. And I'm gonna tell you something else that's lazy, keeping it real. Just because I'm going through all my points. Replace Zeke with a rookie is lazy analysis. Yeah, I said it. To say just replace Zeke with a rookie, that's lazy. That's also lazy. Because at this point, we've been out the playoffs too long to just say a rookie. At this point, put a name on it, dog. See, a lot of people, when they say replace Zeke with a rookie, see, it's easy. It's easy to fantasize about a potential replacement. You can just replace Zeke with a rookie. Problem solved. See, yeah, that sound cute. Put a name with it. Who would be that ideal rookie? You know why we need to know that? Because I need to be able to reevaluate your work, ma'am or sir. I need to be able to double check your work. So if you say Zach from UCLA as a replacement, well, let me go compare Zach now. Now I get to go look at how he blocks, how he catches, how he runs, how is he in the red zone, so I can really compare your logic. But to just say a running back, that's lazy, bro. That's lazy, sir, ma'am, whoever's saying it. Zeke averaged 50 pass targets his career, and TP is a pass catcher. They only got 50 targets together this season. Exactly. That trash play calling. Trash. Yeah, they both was not used right. That's what Coach Morris said, and I agree. Yeah, that's why some of us, when we was judging Jalen, y'all remember when we were judging Jalen Smith? We was judging Jalen Smith with a trash front. Think about it. Jalen Smith, he sucked. He made a lot of tackles downfield. Well, look at who his front was. LVE got a lot better when his front improved. When you upgraded that one tech, you also upgraded LVE. See, a lot of people don't look at causes and effect. They don't. They really don't. Matt said, last point on Zeke, I'm done. Can we give Zeke 1 or 2 more seasons, prove you wrong instead of quit on Zeke? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, need a power back replace like UCLA running back or Muhammad from Minnesota. I definitely agree with Muhammad from Minnesota. Both of those backs you just named, I agree with those. Those would be my top 2 Zeke replacement backs. Those 2 who you just named. Because of the style of how they run. I agree with that. Yeah, and then we got us another super chat. Montana said, well said, M. You know, M go hard, bro. M do. So hold on real quick. I missed it, M. Almost missed your super chat. He said, Zeke knee ain't the same. So what? Tank ain't the same. Zach Martin ain't the same. Tyron Smith ain't the same. Ooh, wait. I didn't know you was going hard like that. Hold on, let me quick, because he keeping it real. He is keeping it real. He said, LVE ain't the same, but Zeke noise is loudest. Right. And because it's never about, are you the same? The real question is, are you still an asset to this team? Because if people say, he's not the same, he's not as fast as he used to be. Boss, when was the last time you see him break a long run? I don't care. We got Pollard doing that. I don't care about him busting big runs. When was the last time you saw Pollard run through somebody's face? That's not his game. Exactly. That's not Zeke game no more. I'm not looking for Zeke to make 30-yard, 40-yard runs. I'm looking for Zeke to basically have a strong average, to be strong on first downs, especially to be strong in the red zone, to be strong on third and short, second and short, fourth and short. And sometimes I'm looking for Zeke to close you out. Yeah. So if he's not the same, I agree, Amp. It's not about it. You right, Amp. It's not about is he the same. It's about is he effective. Can 12 touchdowns and a 3.8 yard average help you? Yes or no? On a bad leg, if you can point to, I would give you 30 years to go find me one rookie to play on one leg and still give you close to 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. I'll give you 30 years to go find one. 30 years. Can you find me one that had a hurt leg and still got you close to 1,000 yards? Find one. You can use, matter of fact, you can use the whole history of football. When you got somebody that's doing where you can't find nobody in history doing as a rookie, yeah, that's probably an asset, bro. Just keeping it real. That's still an asset. Even if it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not the same, it's not even about if it's the same, it's about is it still valuable? So for instance, I got this Maybach, right? It's not the same when I first bought it in 2022. It's not the same. It's 2023. It's still a Maybach. It still has value. Does it have the value that it had when you first bought it off the lot? No. But is it still valuable? Yes. Jalen got 145 tackles with a trash defensive line. LV has not got 145 tackles in 2 years combined with a better defensive line. I know, coach. I know. And it's people that really believe. I ain't even mad. Listen, it's people love LV. It's cool. I like LV too. I like how he finished the season. But we just got to be honest, about these returns on investments. So that's lazy analysis to me. Just to say replacing with a rookie. That's lazy. At this point, I'm not listening to nobody unless you telling me some names. If you say a rookie, I'm not going to take you serious. If you say, we could just get a rookie, I'm going to say, okay, if you don't got no names that we can target in this draft, I'm not listening to you. For at this point, because now it's enough time for you to have some names. Because now if you say some names, I'm going to be able to go through their checklist on your ass. You know what I mean? And we go really cross-examine them like you cross-examining Zeke. And we go see, do they really measure up like you selling that they do? And on a lot of things, I guarantee you they don't. I guarantee you they don't. It's only one running back that I think got the best chance of being Zeke right now. And that's Zach out of UCLA. He is the best chance of being Zeke. In terms of build, physicality, tough yards, red zone running back. Yeah. So here we go. Another thing that people don't factor in. Kellen Moore. They don't factor in Kellen Moore. Which is a big mistake. Yeah. A big mistake. It's a big mistake not to factor in Kellen Moore. Because Kellen Moore was a Trojan horse. Just like he phased out Amari Cooper, he was phasing out Zeke. We all saw it. We all saw that Zeke was burning hot versus Tampa. We saw it. What did Kellen Moore do when Zeke was averaging 6 yards on the ground? Put him away. My boy say, Iceberg Zim say, Tony Pollard, Bijan Robinson, and Malik Davis is enough. I mean, that's if you get Bijan, though. It's a lot of people want Bijan. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say we go even get Bijan? Like when your hope to if your hope to replace Zeke is to get the bona fide best running back in the game in this draft, that's a gamble, dog. That's a big gamble. To think we go just get Bijan because we want him. It's a lot of people want him, bro. He overhyped too. They saying he top 10 talent. If he top 10 talent, y'all really think he go slip to 26? Especially if he run like a 4.4 or 4.45 in this combine this week. If he blow out the clock and run him like a 4.4 or 4.45, especially if he run a 4.3, shit, you ain't gonna see no Bijan Robinson. That's a dream. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this. I would want to see Pollard, Zeke, and Bijan. That's what I would want to see. That's who I want to see. I want to see the future with Bijan. And I want to see Zeke ride it out. But the guy that was giving us points and money on third down and in that red zone. That guy that was giving us some points. Yeah, that's what I would want to see. Because I know one thing. Bijan can't move past like Zeke. Now, Bijan got a big old head too, and he is strong. I watched him against some major linebackers. I saw him run through linebackers that was impressive as I'm watching more film on Bijan. But Bijan ain't got that power that Zeke got. He ain't gonna move past like Zeke. No, he not. He ain't gonna be a red zone run. He ain't gonna be no red zone automatic back. Nope. All you got to go do is go watch what TCU did to him. TCU bottled him up. Bottled him all the way up. Took him and folded Bijan. And threw him away. Yeah. Yeah, and my boy Keystone said, I don't believe the hype. I really don't believe the hype. I've been watching these drafts too long. So, when boys talking about he generational, nah, bro. I really watched Taylor. And I watched a lot of tape on Taylor. And he not even Taylor. I'm being honest. He good, but he ain't Taylor. He not. All this he generational, no, bro. He not generational. No, it's nothing generational about Bijan. Nothing. He's good. Generational? No, bro. Stop it. Stop it, bro. He's not no freaking generation. He not even Saquon Barkley. I see your super chat, Coach Marv. Coach Marv said, he said, if we truly believe that the running game is important to the success of Dak and the offense, are we going to trust it to the rookies all year? That's another point. Exactly. Now, the only reason why I kind of could trust rookies a little bit, to be honest, Coach Marv, is because of Will McClay. Will McClay does such a good job of replacing guys.
You speak Swahili?
That's one reason for people that want to get rid of Zeke. That's one reason I'm kind of with y'all. That's one reason I can join hands with y'all. It's because Will McClay's track record is so good, but it's still a gamble. Because Will McClay couldn't find a replacement for Amari, even though he had a good talent in Tolbert. He couldn't replace Amari, could he? He couldn't. So to me, we asking Will McClay to always work miracles because we trying to save cap space. So Kellen Moore was a big issue against Zeke. Yeah, he was a big thorn. But just like Kellen Moore was a problem to Zeke, Brian Schottenheimer would be and is the best answer for Zeke. You talking about polar opposites. You talking about somebody who believes in the run game, going to be creative in the run game, where the running backs will catch the ball, they will run screens, the running game will be a priority to this particular offense. It ain't gonna be none of that Kellen Moore where he's saying bullshit like, it took everything within me not to pass the ball all day.
Oh, hell no.
Nah, we got the opposite now. We got the whole opposite. So this cause and effect, sure, it's the total opposite. Yeah, you gonna get a whole better effect with somebody who actually committed to running the ball, creative at running the ball, believes in running the ball, go be smart about running the ball. It's a totally different ball game. Just keeping it real. Kellen Moore versus Brian? Bro, this is low key like, can I tell you what I see this like? I see this like when we got Dan Quinn. You know what I mean? When we got Dan Quinn made that big of a difference from Mike Nolan. Brian Scheidenheimer is going to make that big of a difference to the running game than Kellen Moore. It's going to be night and day difference. Yeah. Yeah, and then Coach Marv with another super chat. He said, I vet running back if we move from Zeke, Damon Harris. Oh, yeah. I like Damon Harris. I like Damon Harris a lot. This is the problem, though, that I don't like about Damon Harris, even in replacement of Zeke, for my final point. That Damon Harris cannot do. That only Zeke can do and has done. Zeke leaves Dallas Stars with no excuses. In leadership, unselfishness, and toughness. That's what Damon Harris cannot do. Now, is he a good back? Yes. But when you got a guy that's so tough, extremely tough, that'll put on a lineman knee brace and literally go toe to toe. What is Dak's excuse when he breaks his thumb? He don't got no excuse. Why? Because a back like Zeke didn't make no excuses. Yep. Right, Coach Marv. It's the intangibles. That's it. It's that. So when Curse separated his shoulder, he had no time to feel sorry for himself. Why? Because Zeke ain't feeling sorry for himself. The domino effect, in my opinion, that's what's underrated on Zeke. How many stars gotta play through injury and pain because he doing it? Just keeping it real. And I don't think you can replace that. I don't think that's just easily replaceable. I really do, keeping it all the way honest with y'all. I see Zeke as the Bettis of the 21st century. I bet his stats would be almost identical like it was in 2004. Going back to the stats of Jerome Bettis, when they won the Super Bowl, Jerome Bettis in 2004 had 13 touchdowns, 3.8 yards, 941 total yards, 250 attempts in 15 games. Go look at Zeke.
Damn, plug.
He had less attempts, but he had right around the same yards, had one less touchdowns, the same amount of games. We literally looking at the exact same player. Physical, go get you them tough yards, almost unstoppable in the red zone. The same type of player. And none of y'all can tell me that Jerome Bettis' points wasn't pivotal to that Super Bowl season. Them 13 touchdowns, none of y'all can look me in my face and say that wasn't pivotal. If you look at me in my face and say that wasn't pivotal, you lying. And I just frankly believe 12 and 13 touchdowns are pivotal. Sue me. Sue me. If you think that's not important, okay, then sue me. And yes, I do want fresh legs. I agree with everybody that want fresh legs. I do too. I just don't want fresh legs to be at this point of our window a replacement. Not now. Not now. I want to build on the current talent that we have in a draft. Because we keep making the same mistakes. Remember I told y'all, we keep making the same mistakes. We always say we build through the draft, but we don't. We replace through the draft. When we go learn to build on top of the talent that we have with the draft. Why can't we do that? Because the current talent levels that we had, we was 2 games away from the Super Bowl. But now we want to do just like what we did with Amari. Let's get better by subtracting. Let's get rid of Tyron Smith. I was so happy to hear Stephen Jones talk about keeping Tyron Smith. Like, I know a lot of people want to save money and cap space, but T Steele is still out. Is he all pro level like he used to be? No. But is he good enough for right tackle right as of now? Yes. Will he likely be a good band-aid and to still get back? Yes. Do y'all want to start with Matt Lewesko and you don't even know who he is? No. Could Matt Lewesko be an absolute steal? He could be, but I ain't ready to make that bet. Give me the guy that got a lot of skins on the wall. The same way I see T. Smith is the same way I see Zeke. I'm not trying to subtract from our guys that had us 2 games away from winning it all. I'm sick of it. I really am. I'm sick of these experiments. I'm sick of it. I'm like, when will we actually use the draft to add to that roster that we have, not replace? That's all we always trying to do. Replace. When are we gonna build? Real talk. Yeah. As you can see, man, that video was crazy. It highlighted a lot of stuff that I'm pretty sure a lot of people forgot, because frankly, I forgot. And from the video, we should now be able to use it as a tool to calm us down, to have a bit of logical faith, not blind faith, logical faith in what we doing with the Jerome Bettis, Ezekiel Elliot plan. It's something that actually makes sense. It's very actually logical. It has nothing to do with, in my opinion, the love of Zeke and favoritism and politics and any kind of warnings or fear that we might have. It's logical. It makes sense. You now have, with Ezekiel Elliott, a fit for Brian. It's a fit. It's a fit for what he always used. Yeah, and we discussed that, so you already know that's the case. And so when you look at it, we now, from that video, can see that we now trying to go after the points. It's not the yards that's just as important, because see, we got yards out of Tony Pollard last year. Against popular belief, Tony Pollard had a good season. A real good season. 1,000 yards coming off a bad ankle. That's a great season. I miss Tony Pollard and I wish he was here, because him and Zeke together was the best duo on the league. And I just hate the fact that instead of trying to keep them together, what we did is we divided them and we had them going against each other. We had Thunder going against Lightning instead of using the Thunder with the Lightning. But that's in the past. But he was a good back, but he wasn't a money back. So now we got the money back. We got the money back. We got him back. And now we have a better chance of a guy that has a tendency to fall forward to get us the points that we wasn't able to get when we was really trying to force it in the red zone last year with Tony Pollard. We have a much better chance if Ezekiel Elliott still has something left in the tank. So one of the key things that you kept hearing me talk about in that video was Zach Charbonnet. And Zach Charbonnet is very interesting, especially if you take a look now, because now we had a benefit of hindsight. Zach Charbonnet was a guy that I gave 3 stars in the Boss Cowboy Guide. This is my final book that I wrote about the Dallas Cowboys and people that fit. And so I gave him 3 stars because I knew it was a lot of talk about getting rid of Zeke. And I wanted a guy that I felt would be a great replacement as a power back and somebody that would fit Brian Schottenheimer. He had a nose for the end zone. You can see he had 14 TDs, which obviously is great in college. He had the size. You can see the frame. You know, this is a guy, if we drafted last year, it would have been a parade. Everybody would have been cheering and jumping for joy. We not gonna miss Zeke. It would have been all kind of stuff and things said because we would have got us a new toy. But guess what we can do right now that we couldn't do last year? See, last year we could speculate. We could say, oh, we can get any rookie to do what Zeke was doing. Guess what we can do now that we couldn't do last year when he was a prospect? We can compare. So let's compare the prototypical guy that I kept bringing up as a potential replacement for Zeke. Now we had a comparison. Jay Tuck brought out something that was very interesting. Say, here is Zach Charbonnet, a running back a lot of people wanted last year, including me. And he said, just close your eyes and pretend Zeke is a rookie. You'll be all right. Oof. Oof. Ooh, let me hit the alarm on that. Because Tuck told the truth. Because guess what? We can now compare. Because I know a lot of people like to say, Zeke was a failure. He fell off at New England. Well, let's just compare him to the favorite power back rookie from last year. Zeke played in more games. He had more rushing attempts. He had more rushing yards. He had a lower average. But remember, we talked about in the video, usually your running back 2 is going to have a high average. They come in and they change the pace. They also come in and are fresher. He had more rushing touchdowns. Yeah. Way more receptions. That pisses me off about Dallas. Because I talked about in the video that even Pollard and Zeke together only had 51 targets. That's embarrassing. Only 51 targets. Zeke alone last year had 51 receptions, which is also saying that he was used smarter at New England than he was ever used in Dallas. He also, what a lot of people like to leave out, is he also had 2 receiving touchdowns where they flared the ball out. Because when a lot of people want to hate on Zeke, they only look at the rushing yards. That's what they look at. They don't factor in him being a weapon while catching, which you can add those together. Obviously, you got a back in production that was over 950 total yards. And keep in mind, it was with a very bad offensive line. So yeah, now when you compare, why are we mad? And again, this is not I told you so. This is about using our logic to really determine, was this a good asset? Was bringing Zeke back good? Because it's a lot of Cowboy fans, they're miserable right now because they still mad about us not drafting a running back. And I will say Zeke is a bridge. He's a bridge. He's a bridge likely until we draft another running back. But it's a good bridge. A great bridge, not even a good. So when you can look at Zeke behind a bad offensive line that have more production than the number 1 power back last year, That don't make you feel a little bit better in your optimism? That don't make you say, you know what? With this new offensive line, we gonna probably be all right. If you not thinking that, especially after the evidence that we showing you right now, maybe it might not be facts. Cause I showed y'all the film, did a whole film breakdown. Everybody that thought he fell off, the film showed different. It showed different. I showed them, especially on the New York Jets, a top ranked rushing defense. And you saw Zeke clearly doing his thing. You saw his speed. We showed that with the Raiders. We saw him catching a lot with Pittsburgh, which was the whole point of showing that film, to show that they was creative with using Zeke. So I just don't see how we can look at the Jerome Bettis, Ezekiel Elliot plan, which they won a Super Bowl with, and be down in the dumps. The other last thing I'm gonna say is, remember on that video that you just listened to, we warned about these lightning backs and that these speed backs not having a frame to close it, especially in the red zone. But yet you hear a lot of people, man, we needed these guys that ran 4.3. Man, I mean, we not serious, man. We needed Jalen Wright. We needed Trey Benson. But let's go through it. Let's go through it. So we already made the case of these power backs being a better fit for Schottenheimer. So let's just ask some simple questions. Is Jalen Wright a money back?
Oh, hell no.
Was Trey Benson a money back?
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, hell no.
Was Blake Corum a power back?
Oh, hell no.
Braylon Allen? Yeah, that was a power back. Matter of fact, he would have been
Perfect.
Or would he have been Zach Charbonnet again? Marshawn Lord, was he a power back?
Oh, hell no.
What about Jonathan Brooks?
Oh, hell no.
So when I really look at it, and I'm just being honest, it makes sense of what the Dallas Cowboys are doing. It's going to be one question that's going to be answered in training camp. How does Zeke look? Because if he looked like he looked last year, we have close to the perfect answer for what we trying to do. So yeah, man, it's Boss Cowboy Sports. I definitely want to measure the Kool-Aid. Going back in time is a great exercise. It's a great exercise. And the last thing, man, and the good thing is we no longer have Kelly Moore. But it's going to be a question. Mike McCarthy, are you low-key Kellen Moore? Are you low-key Kellen Moore? Because they built around you a super nice mauling offensive line. Terrence Steele is not coming off of ACL anymore, who was the best run blocker on our team. But see, if we look at your rushing attempts, they was down, just like Kellen Moore. So we can't blame Kellen Moore no more. With this new offense they built, how can you not run the ball? So it's really a focus on, now we looking at you. And we should be looking at you. So let me just kind of tell y'all how I think it should play out. This is how I think it should play out. I'm going to give my logic. I think Zeke should be your RB1 right now. Right now. Why? Because first of all, I want him to lay out the body punches early. And it makes sense for him to lay out the body punches because that's what he always does. He get that body soft. He soften up that defense. Rico should not be RB1, even though he faster now, even though you can clearly see that he got more juice. But do you want him being the guy softening up the defense? Let's just use our common sense.
Oh, hell no.
Now, I want him on a pitch count. And let me ask you a question. When Tony Pollard was RB1, who looked more electric? Who had the high average? It was Rico. So the best way to actually protect Rico is to have him as RB2, putting him on a pitch count because you're really trying to preserve him. And you trying to have him come in as an explosive guy after Zeke softened him up. Your gadget guy is very easy and might be the most electric. Deuce. And the beautiful thing is now the Dallas Cowboys have Royce Freeman. So last year, let's be honest, they gave Brian Schottenheimer what he never liked. They gave him a lot of lightning with no thunder. But this year, he got 2 Thunderbacks. He got him a lightning back that's injury prone, but electric and a gadget guy. He also have a lead blocker in Hunter. The Dallas Cowboys actually look like they thought this out very well when you measure the Kool-Aid. So I just want to present the history. I think it was a good breakdown. And I'm not patting up myself on the back, and I'm not saying I told you so. But what I pitched last year, where I was saying Ezekiel was still an asset, keep him and Pollard together, it applies now. We don't have Pollard, he's gone, but we do have Rico. We still have some lightning. We do. We got to protect him. We definitely got the thunder. And it's going to play out good, man. I feel great about it. I ain't even lie to you. I feel great. But it's Boss Cowboy Sports where your voice matter. Y'all stay up. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. And I have a fire show coming out tomorrow where we gonna be showing how to really use Zeke. I'm gonna just tease you with that. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters.
Look, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, moving too bossy, we don't tread softly, but not flossy, the streets that taught me, I'm just trying to get my nigga paid. We came from Section 8, and I knew I was at since the 2nd grade. Man, I swear my time is coming, cause I'm never late. Came from broken homes and broken dreams to getting paid. Look, dollar bill, listen close, this is not a drill. Niggas hungry trying to get a meal. I've been in light, who gon' pay a bill? I've been in action, been in traction, surplus with niggas lacking, shining light but still be blacking, red lights will stop the action, green to go, even when it's slow. Higher heights to balance out the lows. Can't ride the wave cause you ain't got a boat.